G'day, hopefully you're doing very well, keeping safe. It seems to be quite a cold snap at the moment where I live, so I hope I'm rugged up, but else I'm pretty good. We're going to have a look into this Lenovo Yoga 9 2-in-1. This is a 14-inch 2-in-1 laptop, which means you can actually fold its display around and it can become a tablet. And it does have digital stylus support as well, which we'll get into later on. Now, I am going to do this review a little bit different, and that is I'm going to give you the verdict straight up, and of course you can actually have a look at the other details later on, as I will be putting timestamps along this video, so you can skip to a different section you may be interested in time. Now, the verdict is this is a wonderful laptop. I love the build quality of it. It just looks premium, fantastic price as well, so you get great bang for the buck, as there is a great keyboard. We got a great trackpad. I love the sound of these speakers on this. Got a good selection of ports, 4K display, which just looks so gorgeous and vibrant as well. Nice high def webcam, and the noise suppression is absolute bang on there. You will see that later on the video. And great performance, well controlled temperatures, and also fan noise has been kept to a minimum. Fantastic on this, but just the build quality and just the look of it, and all that packaged in a very nice price. You'll be surprised by the price on this as you look on the Lenovo websites. But else, what a wonderful laptop this Lenovo Yoga 9 2-in-1 is. Now again, you can skip to different sections. Now let's start off what this thing can be configured with. Now with the processor wise, it is using the Intel Core Ultra 7 155H. Now as for the memory wise, yes, you have two configurations. You get the 16 gigs or the 32 gigs. They are soldered to the system board, so you can't upgrade it later on, so make sure you get the correct amount and when you purchase it. Now as for the storage wise, has one slot of M.2. Now this is a 2242 format, so it's a little bit different than the usual formats, but it still does very well, very quick as well too. Now as for the graphics wise, it is using integrated graphics, and that is the Intel Arc for the graphics. Now as for the display wise, you actually have two different options there. You can get a 2.8K resolution or the 4K resolution. They both do multi-touch, and they have the maximum brightness rating of 400 nits. Measuring the color gamut coverage of the 4K display, which has an aspect ratio of 16:10, it managed to measure it in at 100% sRGB coverage, 95.3% Adobe RGB coverage, and 98.6% DCI-P3 coverage. Now this is extremely high and is suited for photo and video editing tasks. Looking at the ports, starting on the left hand side, we've got two Thunderbolt 4 ports, which are USB Type C, and then a USB Type A port. Now that's 3.2 Gen 2. And looking on the right hand side here, we have also audio combo jack. We've got another Thunderbolt 4 port, and then the power button. Now with all three Thunderbolt 4 ports, you can connect the power adapter to any of the three. They will charge this Yoga 9 2-in-1. This is recording from the 1440p webcam from the Yoga 9. This is the video and the audio unedited, so you can hear and see what the quality of the webcam is like. Now kudos to Lenovo for putting up 1440p webcam, as it's great to see a high def webcam in this laptop. As we can always lower the resolution, but we can't up it if we don't have the physical hardware. Now, I am in an outdoor environment and it is really windy at the moment. I do have a noise suppression. I also have band playing in the behind me. It's a bit far away, but we can definitely hear it around there. I've got a lot of people walking around me, so it's making a lot of noise. So we'll see how the noise suppression works. Now, I'm just going to try and see if I can turn off the noise suppression off now. Now, this is a recording without the noise suppression on, so you can hear the background music, and you can actually see and also hear the actual wind on it. So maybe the outside ambience that I'm in. And I'm going to turn on the noise suppression back on just for you. So hopefully this should do a little bit. Now, I definitely love to hear what your thoughts are. This webcam, put a comment below. The webcam does have the privacy shutter, and it's just a matter of moving the lever to the left, and you'll see a physical shutter that goes over the camera, and it does go red just to indicate that we've got something covering the camera. So even if the camera does turn on, nothing can be shown through. I love when there's physically something covering it. So you don't need the electrical tape or blue tack anymore. And again, if you want to undo that, just move the lever to the right hand side. There are 4 speakers in total in the Yoga 9 2-in-1. There are 2 tweeters located in the hinge bar and 2 subwoofers located on the bottom side of the computer. When I tested out the maximum volume of the speakers, it managed to measure at a peak of 87.7 decibels. I consider this upper medium loud. You shouldn't have any issues doing any presentation or doing a video conference outdoors or in a cafe. Now, as for the sound quality of the speakers, these speakers are from Bowen and Wilkins. They have very vibrant sounds, and we have loads of bass, and it does go to the low end frequencies as well. And we do have very strong highs, mids, and lows, so it's strong across the board. It's balanced very nicely in the mids, and I definitely love the acoustics and reverb coming out of these speakers. They're just really decent sounding speakers. Love them. Looking at temperatures and fan noise, when I took my measurement, the ambient temperature in the room was 19 degrees Celsius and the ambient room noise was 35 decibels. Just to give you a reference point, my hand was anywhere between 35 to 36 degrees Celsius. So I took my bass measurement when the computer was idle, and the hottest air around the keyboard measured a maximum of 28 degrees Celsius. And as for the fan noise, it stayed silent at 35 decibels, and the average internal core temperature was 43 degrees Celsius. Then I put 20% load on the computer. That's pretty much average use. That's tasks like office productivity work, surfing the web, streaming videos. And the hottest air around the keyboard measured a maximum of 32 degrees Celsius. And as for the fan noise, it did spin up a little bit, and it measured a maximum of 36 decibels, and the average internal core temperature was 50 degrees Celsius. Then I put 50% load on the computer, and the hottest air around the keyboard measured a maximum of 40 degrees Celsius. And as for the fan noise, it went all the way up to a maximum of 38 decibels, and the average internal core temperature was 63 degrees Celsius. Then I put 100% load on the computer, and the hottest air around the keyboard measured a maximum of 44 degrees Celsius. And as for the fan noise, it spun all up to a maximum of 43 decibels, and the average internal core temperature was 84 degrees Celsius. I also measured the bottom back cover while I had 100% load, and the hottest air around the back cover was 37 degrees Celsius. You do see a hotter area on the bottom back cover, which is measuring directly at the heat sink, as that is not really the surface area, but just for you to know. I also converted the computer to tablet mode and put 20% load for average use, and measuring on the display side, it measured a maximum of 33 degrees Celsius. And as for the fan noise, it stayed silent at 35 decibels, and the average internal core temperature was 44 degrees Celsius. As for the keyboard side, the hottest area measured a maximum of 35 degrees Celsius. Overall, it has very nice temperatures. It's quite cool. Even at a maximum load, it is still very touchable. And even with the fan noise, it stays most of the time silent when it is quite quiet. And even at its maximum at 43 decibel, this is not a very annoying or loud fan noise at all. The Yoga 9 2-in-1 comes with a 75 watt-hour battery. And when I tested out the battery life, I managed to get 9 hours for modern office battery life test in PC Mark 10, 1 hour and 47 minutes for gaming, and 10 hours and 15 minutes for video playback on the Procom battery life test. Now comes the build construction and build quality. Now the Lenovo Yoga 9 is made all of aluminium. You got this nice brush aluminium on top, you got nice brush aluminium on the bottom, just feels really good. And you got this nice shiny aluminium all the way through the edges here, it just feels great. Even the hinge, which just feels so premium, I gotta say. And it does come in 2 colors. I've got cosmic blue here, which I really do like the look of this blue, definitely brings it out. And there's also lunar gray. Now again, and taking this to meetings, just taking it around, people just go, "Whoa, that looks really nice," and I'm gonna agree, it looks really, really nice. It looks so premium for what it is. Now, I'll quickly just do this bend test and flex test. Really sturdy, as you expected. It's very, very sturdy here. It's just great to see Lenovo, but same with there's not much keyboard flex on this. It just feels really good. Now, as for the hinge wise, let's just do the quick hinge test there. 1 finger here. Now, I'm expecting this to stick here, but it's actually doing pretty good. Now, I'm just doing that is it's actually very even pressure I'm actually giving it to. But look, it did all the way into what I would probably say that was maybe about 150 until I firstly got that first just a little feel. But even then, I'm just going to push a little bit more and pretty much it. Of course, this goes to 100. 360 degrees around. Now I'm also going to quickly just jump this into close mode, and I'm just going to just give this a nice big wiggle to see does it let go, and you'll see it actually clamps very well. So this hinge here, which goes all along here, is love the hinge, and it just looks so nice with this nice shiny area. As for the keyboard, I can't say more than enough. I am a big fan of the Lenovo keyboards, and this is no exception to the rule. It's got great key travel. We've got nice large size keys here, and they just feel fantastic. It's very smooth surface as well, and they do record quite nice, nice click. They're just great to type with, and as you can see, it is backlit. Now there is a few settings for the backs. For the keys, now it is function space. This is very typical for Lenovo, as this is just turning off, and I'm just going to turn it on. So that's auto, basically just looks at the lights, see if it turns on or not. If not, at the moment I've got a lot of light, so as you can see it's not doing much. Now this is on low and high and then off. So basically you kind of have 4 settings for the backlit keys. Now while we're at it, we do have some keys here on the right hand side, which normally you don't see, as they will be somewhere else, but Lenovo have actually located here. Now we've got the fingerprint scanner right here. It's actually interesting where they put it. It's not bad, I don't mind it at all. And then we've got the favorites button, and then you can actually customize these buttons later on. But just to let you know, the power button is on the right hand side. So as always, 2-in-1s, it's usually located somewhere on the side to make it easy. And as for the trackpad, it is a mechanical trackpad, so you can hear that go off, and so it's hinged at the top, and you can depress it down, and it's a large size trackpad, and you can actually get this nice feel to it. It's just got this glass feel to it. It's really silky smooth, feels really nice here. Love the keyboard and trackpad both. The Yoga 9 2-in-1 does come with a Lenovo Slim Pen. Now this pen is pretty much like a carpenter's pen shape, as it is more flat and rather than a complete circle, but it's really nice to actually hold for a long period of times and write on it. I actually quite like the shape myself. Now there are 2 buttons here which you can customize in the Lenovo application, and also the top here does pop out, which you can then charge this pen by USB-C. Now my only drawback about this pen is that there is no LED light to give you any status light on as it's charging, or it's low on power, or if it is fully charged. It just has no status light, so it's just, fortunately just got to use the Bluetooth to figure out the battery, how much there is on this pen. Now it is magnetic, so it does stick to the Yoga 9 top of the case, the cover, and I found it pretty much sticks around here. So you see it pretty much sticks here, and if you try to even go for it, it'll stick it right there. And if you even go try it there, it'll try and flip itself back up, as you can see right there. So that's the place I found it is magnetic, which is just underneath the webcam, and it would just stick down there, which is actually quite nice. It is very strong here. And now we're going to perform the line jitter test. Now before I do that on the Yoga 9 2-in-1, I'm going to do this on an e-ink tablet. Now this is the Big Me Ink Note, and this is what you would say the standard for digital paper, and I'm going to just do that right now. It does have that nice friction, and it has really good palm rejection on this. Even though I put 2 hands or something like that, it will still take care of that. And I am just going to give you an idea. Now I can do that very quickly. That's just me not being straight, and I'll just do this slowly as you come through, and you'll see there's not much parallax, and you'll hear the actual friction for that as well too. So let's just give you an idea on that. Now I'm actually going to move this out of the way, and we're going to do this on the Yoga 9. Same idea. Now I'm going to have one hand on that, and I'm just going to do this. Now for me, I find this pretty good, but I'd love to hear what your thoughts on this, as there's not that too much jitter on here. Now, of course, I do feel that I am on a much smoother surface on this Yoga 9 compared to the Ink Note. And I'll just do some straight lines across. Now I do have one palm on the screen itself. Now I'm just going to do the swirls here. Let's do another swirl here just to give you an idea. It is pressure sensitive, so I'm just going to do this lightly. Touch the screen, and I'm just going to push into the screen, and again lightly, and then push into the screen, just to give you an idea how the pressure goes here. And I'm just going to do some writing. Now, as I'm writing this, I've done this multiple times, and I just think that Lenovo just needs a little bit more on the palm rejections, just to dial it up a little bit, as it seems to be very reactive to my touch, which is great for as a touchscreen, but when the pen comes down, it'd be nice as it will be there, as it just seems to touch everything very quickly. And I am just going to write, as you see here, there we go, we're doing do it again. It's just having two hands. Yeah, I've got two hands, fingers now, and I'm just having issues there. I'm not trying to touch anything, but it's just having issues in touching things. So I think there needs to be better on the palm rejection when it detects the pen, or when the pen is writing. They just need to do some help with the palm rejection. Here's the results of the benchmarks performed on the Yoga 9 2-in-1. Here's the results for Pass Mark, Citybench R23, Citybench 2024, PC Mark, 3D Mark, Cross Mark, Crystal Disc Mark, Geekbench 6, Geekbench ML, Procon Office, Procon MPU, Procon Machine Learning, Procon Photo Edit, Procon Video Edit, Puget Photoshop, Puget Lightroom, Puget Premiere Pro, Puget After Effects, Puget DaVinci Resolve, Blender, Luxmark, Burmark, Eugene Engine, SpecView Prep 2020, and some gaming benchmarks like Far Cry 6, Bronzer 5, and F1 2023. Hope you found this video informative and enjoyed it. If you did, even support my channel, smash that like button for me. Share this video, it does help me out. And as always, imperfections in life makes it beautiful and interesting. And I'll see you next video.